Bears dropped the home opener today. Last night. I'm sorry. It was pretty disheartening, but it's game one. We got a lot to unwrap with this one. Uh, let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Man, Jay, man, look, somebody had to talk me off the bridge this morning, man.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on. It ain't that bad. It looked worse, but it ain't that bad, man. Week one, they came out pretty hyped. The crowd was good. I hadn't seen the crowd like that since 2018. The crowd was good, and they came out firing on all cylinders. Defense came out; they was flying around the ball, and it was what we was wanting to see. And then the offense came out and scored on the first drive, which they hadn't did that not one game last year. So like I said, we got a lot to unwrap because there's some things that happened that was just like this is unacceptable. But I still have to remind people it's game one with a new regime. Caleb is in his second system in 2 years. So don't jump off the bridge yet.
I don't know. It looked, to me, it looked like Caleb had a good first half, a lot of short passes. Even with that, though, he was actually missing some of those chunk plays that you look for. And that second half, was disheartening because he started regressing. It looked like he was, he had good blocking. In the first half, he was able to step up. No pressure there. The offensive line was doing a good job blocking. And he was just blatantly missing receivers. Then it got even worse. He got to the point where he was throwing murder passes to the doggone receiver. Almost got a couple of those guys decapitated. So I was like, man, if Quick and Jay were playing wide receivers and a quarterback tried to throw him the ball like that, they'd be like, yeah, we're about to be fighting in the huddle.
Nah, I'm still gonna go catch the ball. I'm sorry.
Right, right.
You got one job. Hey, man, I ain't been on here in so long, man, due to health issues. That new intro is banging. I feel like I should be crip walking when we come on. Like, man, I was like, West Side? Like, man. But hey, let me tell you
Christian,
what's
can we get a
crazy.
little light? Christian, can we get a little light? You like the
Nah,
Grim Reaper, man.
he's out of
That's
the
his
closet.
natural color. What you talking
Nah,
about? Okay.
dang, Christian's sexy as hell. No, but hey, man,
Like
what's
Barry
really
White out
crazy?
there.
Let me tell you what's crazy, right? And I told my girl this before the game started. It's almost like the Bears takeover. When all the analysts picked the Bears, I said, "Oh shit, we finna lose." I said, "We finna lose," and she was like, "What you mean?" I said, "That's not a good sign when everybody picked the Bears. That's not a good sign." I said, "We are done for." And I'm sorry, but man, you can hang this loss on a couple different things, but we gotta go find a kicker. I've seen this dude far too many times. I mean, he misses one, which is a tie game. 50 yards in the NFL, and it wasn't even windy last night, right? 50 yards. The guy hit 59 from the same way. That just shows me that our kicker sucks. And now you think about it, Josh is gonna go for it on a couple more fourth down.
Yeah.
He gonna look at him and be like, never mind, we going. Never mind, we going for it, man.
Well, yesterday, let's kind of put things in perspective a little bit. That was the first game. We played a team that won 14 games last year. Okay. We lost 12 games. So we lost just about as many games as they won. We were leading, and we ended up putting a pretty decent showing in the first three quarters, pretty decent offensive showing in the first half. So there's a lot to build on from there. That being said, I'm not one of these people that's gonna, start getting on the Tyson Bagent bandwagon.
Man, don't start that.
Yeah.
If you saw the difference of J.J. McCartney in the first half to the second half, you saw what happens when a coach gets behind his quarterback and is like, hey, it'll get better, and trust what you start seeing. So I'm expecting to see some of that happening for Caleb.
Yeah, I
And
want to pick up what Quickhead said. I want to start off about the kicker. And I know about 2 years ago, I actually started saying the Bears need to look into getting the kicker because at that particular year, Carlos Santos was tied in the league with the most missed extra points. And when you start missing extra points, I mean, those are supposed to be the gimmies. And I think that same year, I think he missed 5 extra points and he had missed 3 field goals about 2 years ago. And I had started saying that. And there is no value in him now if he's not accurate, right? Because you know he doesn't have distance. And going to kind of dissect that game, I actually thought during live time, I thought they was going to kick the ball out of bounds on that kickoff at the end of the game because what was the difference? I think if you're kicking in the, say if it went out the end zone, it was only going to go to the 30-yard line, right?
35.
Okay, you kick it out of bounds, it's going to go to the 40. But you would have forced them to run a play, which would have helped you be able to almost felt like you had 3 timeouts versus asking the kicker to kick it. And I know I've been complaining for years that he can't kick it to the end zone, and sometimes he gives up the return. And I just want to add the other thing. I thought overall, I thought special teams failed them too. They had a block punt, they had a missed field goal, and they gave up a lot of yards on punt
17 yards per punt return is what they gave up. That's what
it's Caleb's fault. It's Caleb's fault, man.
That's what you call, like I texted y'all last night. That's what's called hidden yardage. That's the hidden yardage that I was talking about. You giving up 17 yards per punt return, they flipping the field and they flipping the field on special teams. That's almost like Devin Hesterish. You know what I'm saying? They flipping the field on every punt.
It's even worse than that. So yesterday, Ben Johnson actually went to Hightower and Cairo Santos and it's like, hey, can you kick it out the end zone? Santos convinced him, yeah, I can do it. And then he ended up hitting it too short. If you're looking at how that actually affects the game, it's 2 minutes and 5 minutes left, 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. If he kicks it out the end zone, they run a play, they're at the 2 minute
warning.
That automatically starts the clock. If they run 2 plays after that, you get the ball back with 56, 57 seconds left in the game. And that gives you an opportunity. To get a drive, especially since we only needed 3 points.
Right.
So,
yeah, but who was going to kick the field goal? That was the question.
It wasn't going to be Cairo Santos after that.
Right. I didn't feel comfortable with driving down there. Had to do. What's that guy's name, man? That terrible kicker that we had a couple years ago when the Bears lost to Philly and he dinked
Cody Parkey. Cody Parkey.
That's Cody Parkey's cousin, man. That dude, I mean, he kicks the ball off and they getting the ball they catching the ball at the 10. There's no hang time on the ball, and they just running it straight back. Like, man, Lord have mercy.
And the thing about the kickoff, he kicked it deep into the end zone. It was like 8 yards in the end zone, and the Vikings were looking at him like, run the ball out, and that's what he did. So the special teams failed them big time yesterday, last night.
I'm talking about the kick right before the half where they got the 3-point, where he kicked the ball short, and the dude ran the ball back to almost the 49, somewhere in there. Yeah, Cody Parkey. Yeah, that's him.
No, his name ain't Cody Partner. His name is Lord Voldemort. His name is never to be heard from again. And talking about the Bears and kickers. I don't want to hear their name anymore, ever.
No.
Hey, Christian, you got any thoughts about the game? Your first thoughts?
Disappointed.
Okay.
That's all,
you ain't even really angry, bro.
Huh?
Why? You too calm, man.
Yeah.
You doing Thanos stuff, man. You all right?
I'm disappointed. I mean, I'm a little concerned, especially in the fourth quarter. The timeouts, that kind of bothered me, not having no timeouts. And then, just not having a kicker. Because somebody said something about, like, if he would have kicked out of bounds. Well, he would have kicked the ball out of bounds. They could have asked for a re-kick. and that would have made the ball go back some. So we would have still been in a mess up situation. So I don't know why they won the season with the same kicker that don't have a leg. I mean, dumb minutes. Because if he would have been able to kick it out of the end zone, I mean, they would have ran a play. It went to 2-minute warning. Then we would have had a timeout, and we would at least had maybe 40 seconds on the time clock. So.
Yeah, I think the coaches estimated 55 seconds was going to be on the clock. I think that's what the coaches said today.
Yeah, he said 56.
56.
They guesstimated it would have been 56.
That would have been
enough
more
time.
than enough time. Yeah, that would have been more than enough time.
But you know the thing about watching yesterday's game, I just want people to understand this. Everybody know I'm a Bears fan and all that, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but you still have to look at things and put things in perspective. It was some things that showed up yesterday that was big time coaching mistakes by Ben Johnson. Big time coaching mistakes. He didn't make. He made zero. He made zero adjustments because they thought Brian Flores was going to be bringing the kitchen. So he limited his tight ends. He regulated them to blocking and doing a lot of tipping where they wasn't out in patterns. And he didn't adjust when Flores was like, no, I'm not bringing nobody. They played cover 2 the entire first half. They dropped into cover 0 maybe a couple of times, but they played cover 2 the entire first half. And he made zero adjustments. And that hurt them in the passing game. And you have to be able to make adjustments. It's like a chess match. And he didn't play chess really. He was playing checkers yesterday. And Flores dialed up a little pressure in the second half, which got Caleb flustered. And that's when the wheels fell off the train. And it was almost like, let's wait to see if he's gonna make an adjustment. And Caleb, to his offense, I'm not gonna say to his defense, it was some times where his feet got happy in the pocket real quick. And it was like, dude, if you just a half a second, we say you hold the ball on, we say you hold the ball too long. If you would have waited a half a second and rip it, you would have got a completion. So all of those short passes that he completed to Swift, if he had waited half a second, somebody was breaking open. Ben Johnson did a good job of scheming people open in that first half, but he didn't make the adjustments in the second half that he needs to make.
I think Ben Johnson made a couple other bonehead plays. And,
he did. He did.
The 4th and 2, I think they were within the 20-yard line, and he ended up wanting to go for it. That 3 points made the difference in the game as it comes down to.
Also, no guarantee that Santos was going to hit it.
That's true.
Well,
also, he did a challenge of the fumble. Everybody in the world saw that wasn't a fumble. So there was no reason to waste
it was a fumble. But it was a fumble, but when he recovered it, his knee was already down. And that was the first thing I said. I was like, I hope he don't challenge this. If you look at the replay, he fumbled the football and he regained it. And when they snatched it from him, his knee was already down. His knee was down. So he had zero chances of winning that challenge. And when he threw the flag, everybody in the stadium was like, oh.
Let me just say this though, because you can't really blame that on him because somebody's in his ear. You're right. And somebody was like, you probably want to challenge that. You know
he said today. He said today.
So you got
today. He said today at his press conference that he needed to listen to the people that was telling him. He said that he went on his own gut feeling and called that challenge.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I give him kudos because in his press conference, he did do a lot of finger pointing at himself. And that's accountability is everything. Accountability is everything. We haven't seen accountability at Hallis Hall in a long time. So That was big on his part.
Yeah. I guess as we mentioned coaches, I like to get on that. I know when we get on Caleb, it's probably gonna be a little bit more extensive. I thought he made some coaching mistakes too. I kind of felt he was coaching scared, and I think the directive might have been, we don't want no sacks. If the first read ain't there, go to your check down. And I think this is why either he was told him that or Caleb was just automatically doing that in the first half, because he was not going to a second read. He went immediately to the check down on some of those earlier plays right away. So I think their game plan was to try not to have any sacks. And I know sometimes
Turnovers.
you mentioned what the about holding the ball. I know a lot of times when fans start talking, some plays do call for you to hold the ball a little bit longer. And also I want to mention this, I don't know if the tough coaching thing is working, but 3rd and 30 is not acceptable because you didn't had a holding call, a false start, right, and another penalty after that. You cannot have that. They had 12 penalties in that game
For 127 yards,
127
which
yards.
is again,
That's a lot.
Nine
which
of
is
them I think, were
again,
pre-snap penalties.
yep. Which again is what I'm talking about. That hidden yardage, is a killer. It's a killer. And when you 12 penalties for 127 yards is unacceptable. That's almost as many yards as they had rushing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, because they only had about 53 from Swift and about 58 from
Caleb
Caleb.
Williams.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
DJ had a few yards.
Yeah,
that's
Nobody
the
else carried the ball.
that's
Nobody else
the
carried the ball. Yeah.
that's the main concerning part that I have
DJ Moore
because
carried the ball twice.
for the last 3 years when he was OC in Detroit, they led the league in rushing attempts and rushing yards, I believe. So why these? I don't know what it is about Caleb. Why these OCs think like we just gonna put everything at the feet of him and let him carry us to the glory line? Like that's just I didn't understand that. I was
But again,
disappointed in seeing that. I thought we would have rushed more because we didn't even the 7th-round pick. What's his name? What's that running back's name?
Manaki.
my non guy.
Yeah, he ain't getting out one single carry.
He
No.
didn't get not one carry. But the bigger thing about what you're saying, Christian, is they didn't bring in no running back.
But y'all
That's
heard me. But y'all knew my
that's
stance
a
on
big
that
thing.
from the beginning. Y'all knew I was upset about that. So I
You
ain't
have
about
to
to
have
be the I ain't
because
about to be the dead horse with that. Like that falls at Ryan Poles. He should have
be,
did
be,
that.
because Wilson Johnson injury history speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been a reason to get another running back in here.
Yeah.
Even if it was during camp, you bring in somebody because you already know Rosan. You already knew Rosan was going to probably be unavailable for the first 4 games.
Yeah.
So you had to bring in somebody. Then you got the rookie, and then you don't even give him a carry. He had one
Mm-mm.
catch.
That's
He
my
had one catch. But
right.
the rookie, the 7th rounder makes the squad, but then you don't give him a carry.
Right.
You gotta,
So
you gotta. I don't understand it because they used Detroit would wear teams down. They were running the ball. They were gonna wear you down. And the fact that we didn't run it enough is just I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because his whole scheme is predicated off of play action.
Yeah.
And you can't do play action if you don't run the ball.
you don't
It
run the
don't
ball.
work. Yeah, it ain't gonna work. So I don't
I
know.
didn't like the scheme of them how they were trying to run the ball.
Right.
You had
I didn't
That
everybody
either.
too.
backed at the
I
box.
Me
didn't either.
neither. Me neither.
I was like, why are we running out of the bunch? You bringing everybody to the box.
Right.
Like, wait,
Yeah.
spread them out. Swift is
Yeah,
not
because
a
that's a good
40
point. Yeah.
carry 3 yard in a cloud of dust back. He one of them guys that like to get out in the open. You know what I'm saying? Why are we I said that last night. I was like, wait, what is this? Hey,
Yeah.
spread them out. Spread.
Yeah.
Spread them out. You
Yeah.
got enough people, and just like what you was talking about, Christian, talking about the play action pass, that sets up play action pass. You win a bunch, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, they finna run again. You ain't even running passes out of the bunch set, the tight bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm like, man, we gotta do it. And what's really disheartening is that Johnson had Swift for his first couple years in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that ain't what you was scheming up for him over in Detroit. What we doing?
I don't know what
Hey,
I
Quick,
don't
I
know what
agree with
thought
you.
process.
Yeah, there was no misdirections in any of the runs that they did. They was all straight ahead. Matter of fact, only one misdirection play I remember was that touchdown at the end where they did the little fake pitch and then he threw it to Roma
Adoze.
Dunze. That was the only misdirection. There was like even hardly any outside tosses. All of them was like kind of bang it in the middle. But that leads me to say this. Donnell Wright is starting to be a disappointment. I thought last year he took a step back. This year, I'm not really seeing the growth from year one. Well, year one, he looked good, but now it's kind of like he came in camp out of shape. They said he still wasn't even shape when it came to training camp. I don't know what's going on with Darnell Wright.
Well, round is a shape.
It
Might
is. It
not be.
is.
Might not be the shape that you wanted, but round is a shape. That's what I
I'm gonna tell
learned
you.
in kindergarten.
But I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all. Although Wright had a couple of penalties yesterday, that interior offensive line that they spent all that money on, they didn't play well yesterday
I
at
didn't
all.
think so either.
At all. Jonah Jackson did not play well at all.
No, what's his name? Hargrave, whatever his name is.
Darwin
Eat
didn't
him
play well
up.
at all. Tony didn't play well at all. That whole interior, that whole new interior, and I want to make sure I put the word new interior of our offensive line did not play well yesterday. They did not play well yesterday.
Decent. I also thought that number 70, whoever that dude is, I can't even remember
Cut it out.
well. So, and Bernard, I disagree with Darnell Wright. I thought he made the penalties, but from a blocking standpoint, he looked decent to me.
Yeah, me too.
That horrible call that they made on him that might have skewed some people's assessment of him, but I didn't think he looked that bad.
Yeah,
Right, and I ain't
mean,
saying he's
at
playing
this
bad.
penalties-
I'm saying I don't see the progress. He's actually about to come up, I believe, for the fifth option
Before,
this year.
yeah.
He's about, and I haven't seen that progress from year one. That's basically what I'm saying. I haven't seen the progress for them to say we're about to extend you in the coming camp and not be in shape. I don't see him like really like moving his guy off the ball. It's decent. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just decent. It's nothing. Not for a number not over what overall 9th or 10th pick.
10th,
yeah. I mean, that's the
But
point I'm on that.
but to flip it on the other side of the ball on the defense, like Quick said off air, you know, the Bears defense played pretty well for the set they was missing.
They did to
That's
miss all
three
them
guys.
players.
Man,
They did
You
good.
know, and the fact that I think I heard Montez Sweat name twice yesterday, that's not gonna cut it. Badejo, he actually played a pretty decent game yesterday. That was my first time actually really seeing him in some action. He played really well. Tremaine Edmonds, I thought played pretty well. But
Mhm.
you
it's
know,
about time.
down the stretch, what happens is when you missing your starters, down the stretch is when you really need that leadership to show up. And the guys that was in there replacing those guys, that wasn't they MO. That wasn't
Yeah,
they
but
MO.
you can't have that many 3 and outs and you keep putting your defense out on
And
the
you keep putting
field.
your defense on the
Yeah.
field.
Because
Absolutely.
eventually it's
Absolutely.
not gonna be a good night.
Well,
But they played well.
it looked
They-
like they made some business decisions against Mason. That dude was running over everybody. So he was making tackles all over the field the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, he couldn't stop a nosebleed. So
And not only that, Kevin O'Connell made some adjustments in the
Made some
second half.
adjustments.
He made some
But you know
adjustments
what?
in the second half, and he got JJ McCarthy a little bit more confident. Every time he stepped on the field in the second half, he got a little bit more confidence. And you give up 3 touchdowns. Because I thought once he threw the pick 6, I thought he was broke. I was
I
like,
did
we done
too.
broke him. I was like, he's broke. There
I
is no
didn't.
way he's gonna come back from this. I was
I
like, there
did
is
not.
no way he's gonna come, because that was deflating. That pick 6, we was like, okay, here we go. We get, because we wound up sacking him 3 times in the first half. You know, it was just pressure. impressive. They couldn't get anything right. And
Yeah,
when you fluster a rookie quarterback in his debut on the road, it was like we got him. But Kevin O'Connell, some kind of way, he reeled him back in and was like, "Hey, kid, you can do this," and he did it.
Hey,
yeah,
Jay,
but
let me tell you this. When JJ first got drafted, I kept telling y'all he's different. I said it from day one. I had him in high
Yeah.
school. That kid is different. He wasn't flustered at all. I'm trying to tell you, that kid was not flustered at all. He was there and he was like, okay, all right, well, that didn't work. All right. The kid, you got to think about this. This kid has never lost. He's
Yeah,
never
that's true.
lost.
That's
He's
true.
never lost from
when
grammar
he's
school to high school to college. This kid he beat Ohio State 3 times.
Three
He was not
times.
flustered. And he said the only reason he was going to keep beating Ohio State because Ryan Day lied to him. And he wanted to go play for Ohio State. So he said, every year I'm beating his ass. And he did. And he did. I've known JJ since he was like a freshman in high school. That is a different dude. And when you line up a different dude in front of guys and you are a guy, you just fit in.
But
It
you
just
just a
took
guy.
him some time. It took some time, dude. Hey, listen, I'm mad we lost. I'm glad that JJ was okay. His stats were not. If you look at the Vikings stats, nobody on there had no booming stats.
Right.
And I was shocked. We didn't give up 100 yards rushing to nobody. We didn't give up 100 yards passing to nobody. JJ only had like 143 yards. But no, hey, I'm telling you right now, he's different. He's
yeah,
different.
but he not a rookie though. Like Kevin O'Connell showed he good at what he do because he was able to turn around. What's his name?
Sam Donald.
Sam
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 Donald,
Donald.
Donald.
yeah.
Yeah. So you get a kid in a year in the classroom. He get out there. He just trying to get the feel of the game. He wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about the plays. He was just trying to get the feel of the game. And then you keep giving him opportunities.
Opportunity on top
Right.
of
At some
opportunity.
point, that light gonna come on, and it did, and then you lose. I mean, I was just like I said, I was just disappointed because, like you said, that pit. I would have thought like, okay, we gonna put the dagger in him, but we didn't. It was like he was calling some dumb stuff. I felt like bro went and had a conversation with Lou Getzey. I ain't gonna even lie to you. For real.
You talking about Ben Johnson?
Had a conversation with Lou Getzey because that stuff it wasn't making sense to me. Your quarterback struggling, you can't keep giving him the ball. Like Caleb was bad yesterday. I ain't even trying to be funny. Dude was doing some dumb stuff. Like
He was
that pass that he missed to DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
Them gimmies NFL quarterbacks hit them. I ain't even trying to be funny.
Second string quarterbacks hit those.
Yeah, like I ain't
Backup
trying to be
quarterbacks hit that
funny.
pass.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all gotta see where that ball landed. It wasn't even nowhere in the vicinity of
Nope.
DJ Moore.
Nope.
That
Nope.
dude threw that thing straight out of bounds.
Bounce. It was out of bounds.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same like with the Cole Kmet pass across the middle. Like that's
Yeah.
just being excited. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's gonna come. But you got to think about this too. Ben Johnson made a name for himself doing different type stuff, putting his quarterback in a position to win, gadget plays and all type of stuff. And they just played conservative yesterday. And
They sure did.
I think they just was like in the first half, like, okay, we got this. Let's just not lose the game.
And that's what happened.
Right.
That's
He
what
lost
happened.
the game.
Because Caleb went 10 for 10 at one
Yeah, he
point.
was on fire.
And then
but
he wound
y'all
up being
know
like 8 for 16.
you can't really count that opening drive because we seen that before. We got players, we got coaches.
Hey, no, we ain't
Coaches
seen
be
that before.
really
We ain't seen that before because they didn't score. They didn't score on the opening drive all last year. So no, we ain't seen that before.
So Christian, you're not counting that pass to Roma Duze?
No, I am. I'm counting it.
Oh,
I'm
that
talking
gotta
about.
count now.
No, I'm
Shoot,
talking
man.
about. Scripted plays against non-scripted plays. Y'all know them first 15 plays is scripted,
It's scripted, right?
and then
right.
after that,
But
it's like, yes,
that play to Roma Duze is not scripted.
Yeah.
That's made up. That's running around in the sand lot and throwing a missile launcher on the sideline. That's not scripted.
The,
Those
the,
are the things where you can say, be like, all right, we got something. They just got to keep bringing it out of them.
Right.
That's
Those are
not a
the play.
scripted play.
That play right there is a play that got him picked.
now,
The
if
number
y'all
one pick.
okay, so let me get it to you this way. If you was to ask me if he would have did that in the second half, I would have been like, okay. But the fact that it's in the first 15, when the defense still trying to figure out what you doing, you got an advantage. You got to kind of have an advantage, and then once your advantage gone, you got to make the adjustment, and they didn't. So that's what's like for me. It's like I don't know, I don't know what we gonna be.
Yeah,
That
you
was
know
a
what I
broken
think.
play.
I think what I saw happen was I think because that first drive was easy, and the second drive was they moved it fairly easy and decided to go for it. Sometimes I say this about teams: if that first drive is too easy, some teams think the rest of the game is going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Bears, when they got in position that second time, even though they passed on a field goal, I think they kind of like, yeah, this is going to be. We'll be back down here soon. And the wheels start falling off, and they seem to not adjust to what was going on. And I agree with what was said. It seemed like they got into the mold like, we're up 17 after that pick six. We're up 17-6. Defense is playing well.
And that's exactly
Don't turn it over. Don't take no sacks.
exactly what happened.
We
They
should be
got
able to
into
win
that.
this game. We all right. I think that's what they kind of went into that mold.
What was
And they wasn't scheming anything. They was running basic stuff. Probably just get it out of your hands. And the only thing that was alarming to me with Caleb more than anything was the uncatchable throws like he threw to DJ, where the ball is like, what was you looking at, or why did you miss so badly? The uncatchable ones were more concerning to me than anything else, because he should be able to hit that or at least touch the guy's hand. You know, if he drop it, ain't nothing you could do about it. But I mean,
then too, what I didn't understand and I did not like was it was so many times I seen number 79 in the game, and they was doing run action stuff with him. And I'm like, that's a dead giveaway.
Yep.
And your quarterback ain't in no type of rhythm. Your offense ain't in no type of rhythm. And you doing stuff like that.
They had him going in motion.
And once he did that, a couple of times it was a false start.
It's a false start.
It's like, what y'all doing? This ain't making no sense.
That's a wasted player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take him out, and I mean, you took out Loveland,
Yes,
Burden, Moore, or Dunze for 79, right? You took out one of the tight ends or somebody. Somebody came out the game that could be a viable threat for that dude.
and it's not even goal line. That's the thing that I didn't understand. He not even doing this in goal line. It's like, or it's like 4th and 1 situation. This dude was doing this is like 2nd and 10. Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing?
All this genius is
on the 47. On the 47-yard line.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
Motion. Yeah,
right.
but Bernard, you're right, because I felt like they got really conservative because it was like a mirage. It was like, okay, we up 11 points, and now we entering in the 4th quarter. All we got to do is play not to lose. Play not to lose. And that's what happened.
Well, and that'll show you the mentality of a team that lost 12 games last year. Ben Johnson is supposed to be changing that.
Exactly.
I kind of understand the players, have a little consternation. Ben Johnson's supposed to be more aggressive than that.
Yeah, but I don't even understand it because you can't even play defense the same like you used to. So you can't really like bang it out. Like it's too many penalties that are happening. So you gotta play the game to score.
So that it made sense in real time.
No, I'm talking about playing conservative. You gotta always want to put up points because of the league that we play in. They're gonna let you put points up. Like you can't just leave points on the board. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Especially missing 3 valuable starters yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are your 3 best at those positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I mean, you had your best corner out, one of the best nickels in the league. out.
You got to win a possession game for real.
Yeah, and your best linebacker was out of the game.
Your best tackler
Best
on the team
team was,
didn't play yesterday.
And your leader,
So
your
Yeah.
defensive leader.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
on the sideline.
He the Mike too. So
yeah.
he ain't playing what he played last year. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know, because the Lions look bad. I mean, I know I ain't trying to step ahead, but I don't know what's gonna happen on Sunday. I don't know.
I don't think we lose that one.
I think the Lions have started lying already, so we're gonna see what they come with. I mean, but from the Lions' perspective, it's hard to lose your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, and a lot of other coaches, man.
A lot of your position coaches.
People say that don't. No, people saying that don't mean nothing.
Yes, it do.
Yes,
it do.
The national pundit said it don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
but when I tell you what I saw from the Lions on Sunday,
I couldn't even watch that.
And then somebody, I don't know if it was Bernard, text me. He's like, "Man, what happened to the Lions offense?" I'm like, "It's Hallis Hall."
But they didn't score like 3 points or something like that.
They didn't make it all the way to Hallis Hall.
6. They had 2 field goals. Yep.
But they look bad.
They're not the same.
They look bad.
The head coach is not an X and O guy, right? He's kind of more of a rah-rah guy, keep the guys motivated.
Vitamin in the kneecap.
That brings me to a point too. Is to me, I wasn't in the locker room, but I am concerned that Ben has to make sure at halftime that he's coaching the guys up and not being demonstrative. Right, that's okay in practice, right? Because it seemed like to me those players came out more of like the get kind of like down and kind of down, where the Vikings kind of came out at halftime like they was ready to go, and at some point, and like I said, I don't know if that happened or not, but you got to make sure that that coaching in practice does not be the same way you coach at halftime, right? Because this is a team that has a losing culture for the last several years, and it's a bunch of guys that have that moment, right? When it's like, oh man, here we go again, right? And it start. As a matter of fact, I go back on it. They had a pass interference where the guy could have picked it off on defense, where they kind of got that cheap pass interference. It wasn't cheap, but it was actually pass interference. But they was able to kick the field goal. They was able to kick the field goal right before halftime to get the 3 more points.
Yeah.
That was a bad refs call there too, because the clock should have kept running because his knee was down, but they gave that to him as well. So
they called timeout. They called timeout on that though.
Okay, I think the Bears have made somebody upset because the Bears never get any kind of calls, any decent calls. So, not that you look at that.
Coming from a Vikings fan, I think Caleb will be fine. He was settling in. He had a new coach, a new O-line, new scheme. Wait till after the bye week, then make the judgment.
That's very well thought out.
Yep.
I'm not judging.
Yeah, I agree.
I totally agree.
I agree. You know, I told Plank earlier when we were talking, I actually thought the game was going to work in reverse of what had happened. I thought the Bears was going to come out very slow, struggle on offense, and then pick it up near, in the second half, right? Because they had always started out slow last year. So this actually went in reverse. Because a lot of times you install a new offense, you struggle in the beginning, not actually come out kind of, moving and, usually struggling. So that game kind of happened in reverse.
And I actually thought the game was going to go exactly how I said it was, because if y'all saw my prediction, I think I said 19-13 or something like that.
Yeah, it was long.
So going into the fourth quarter at 17-6, I'm like, this is exactly what I was looking for, because you got a new coach, a rookie quarterback essentially on the other side. Caleb is in his second year, learning a totally new offense. And so it was going exactly how I thought it was going to go until everything just went awry.
Hey, let me tell y'all a secret, though. I don't care what sport you're playing. If you give up 21 points in the fourth quarter, you're probably going to lose.
You're going to lose. No, ain't no probably. Ain't no probably. You're
I'm just
gonna
saying
lose.
that
You're
was a
gonna
secret.
lose.
Don't tell nobody.
What you call them?
That's a secret.
Baltimore Ravens? I'm sorry, I didn't.
No,
Hey, quick.
they're called the
They had
Chunkamore Ravens.
going into late in that fourth quarter. They had -1 yards of offense in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
The only yards they really got was on that last drive. After they got the punt from them. All the rest of it was negative yards. Because even if you look at Luther Burden, he had one catch for -3 yards.
Yeah, you got to use him some more too.
So
He sure did.
I want to see him out there a lot more.
I do too.
But see, that's my thing. You can't abandon a run. You still gotta do it.
You don't want to do it with Swift all the time, though.
But see, the thing
but
when
that's
you don't
what I'm
have.
saying. I felt like we've been hearing nothing but good things about the rookie. I mean, put him in. You can't be scared to play guys. I mean, you gotta play him.
Well, they just didn't give him the ball. I want to see him with the ball.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta.
Well, everybody's gonna play this
him.
week against Detroit, so everybody get in against Detroit this week.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of those things where I just feel like that with Roschon Johnson's injury history, they didn't tackle the problem. Because even if they wanted Monangai to play more, did y'all see him get blew up in pass pro?
Yeah.
He got blew up in pass pro.
And he got a holding call.
So they didn't address one of the needs. All we talked about in the offseason was like we need pressure from the quarterback, a left tackle, and a running back.
Yeah,
we didn't address none of that.
Yeah.
So, going into the season, we still were saying like, well, who gonna play opposite Montez Sweat? That, we've been saying that, the battle at the left tackle's position. They was talking about who's gonna be the left tackle, who's gonna be the backup running back behind DeAndre Swift. And when you got DJ Moore taking snaps as a running back,
that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
But they trying to do like San Francisco with
I mean, I get it.
But San Francisco got a running back.
San Francisco still had, but no, they had more than one because they still had a backup.
No, I'm saying San Francisco. I'm saying San Francisco can do that because they got a guy. You know what I'm saying? We don't. So us trying to do it is just retarded in my language.
So my thing is, if you got this much faith in Monangai, you drafted him, he made the 53 man, you got to give him the ball.
I'm with you.
Even worse than that, we acting like Roschon Johnson is a really good player. He hasn't really shown me anything the last 2 years he's been out there.
I'm trying to figure out why he made the team. I
am too, Christian.
And he the guy that got stole on in the middle of a game. Look at the other people like, hey, what happened? That let me know all you needed to know. You hit somebody on my team in the middle of the game. We going at it. That's all you got to know.
I'm trying to figure out why he
was like, hey, somebody hit me in the mouth.
And then I like the guy's name. It's close to something else. This guy's got a pretty nice name. You got to put him in. That means you talking about sharing the ball. That's exactly what it means. Sharing the ball, right?
Welcome back, Quick. Welcome back, Quick.
Oh, my bad. What they say now? Pause, right? But that's what the guy's name means. Share the ball. Balls for everybody. Man. But Menage, whatever his name is, something like that. But,
welcome back, Quick.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. Welcome back.
Did you not say Christian?
No, I'm agreeing with everybody saying. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna make the team because even with his injury history, part of that is 2 concussions. Mm-hmm. So you have to get concerned. Matter of fact, you're talking about a running back that's having concussions, who's only getting a few carries a game. How is that happening?
And the goal line carries. And the goal line carries.
The goal lines carry. So to me, when I diagnose his, unless I know EB might have fixed it some, he runs off balance, so he's always kind of falling. right? Which is why his head probably down, is why he's getting concussions, right? Because when a guy running in, he's off balance. Man, if he get through a hole and he realized he's having a tackle, he don't even know what to do. He's almost like, whoa, yeah. He has very poor lean when he's running the ball. And I think he was just over evaluated because I forget the back he played behind, and Bijan
Bijan, yeah.
And so when he probably got some carries, it kind of looked like, oh man, he's good, but
he was taught by a bad running back coach. He reminds me of the guy that coached us in high school.
Yes,
say, hey, if the guys is standing in front of you, run them over. And I'd be looking at him like, you the running back. No, run away from him.
Correct.
Don't you running at the guys and running them over. That doesn't prove anything. He stopped.
That's how you score. That's not how you score.
That's not not at the 50-yard line.
Not at 50.
Well, I'm really trying to figure out who idea was it to, because Ben Johnson had two good backs in Detroit, right? So
yeah,
who thought, like, when they met down him Myron Pose and Ben, who said that Swift was going to be able to be any one of those two that's in Detroit and Roschon was going to be Monty? Because that's funny if they thought that going into the season and letting that happen, because neither one of them two ain't even close.
Well, here's the thing. Swift was a running back in Detroit when they started turning things around.
Yeah, and they got rid of him.
Yeah, that was a contract thing, though. They ain't just get rid of him.
You know what, though? Swift showed me something new. I'm looking at that as positive. I actually saw him run somebody over.
Yeah, he did truck somebody yesterday. He did truck somebody yesterday.
But
he's not a power guy, though.
Yeah, he's not a power
guy. But he still ran
Yeah, he did. He made some people eat that mouthpiece yesterday. But, I mean, I just don't like the scheme for him, you know?
No, me either.
That's what I didn't like the plays called from. I thought he ran a whole lot better than he did last year. I thought the choices of runs were not complementary to what he could do.
Right.
And you need that guy that could sometimes, like you mentioned, Mason Plank, that could kind of like, man, guys like don't really want to see coming through that hole. And then you had that change of pace guy. Swift is definitely a guy that you could throw screens through, pitches, runs to the outside, and he's going to get you some yards. But he's not a guy that should be carrying the ball 18 to 25 times either. I mean, he pretty much averaged about 3.1 yards a carry yesterday.
That's not good, though.
That's not good, right? You should at least be at 4 yards.
Yeah.
Hey, he played more than Jalen Carter did. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, talking about Jalen Carter, man, I thought Javon Dexter, we need to give him some credit. Javon Dexter was one of the highlights last night.
Yeah,
Javon Dexter played his butt off.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
He didn't spit on nobody either.
It was some good play last night for 45 minutes. That last 15 minutes, just you got to play all 4 quarters.
Yeah, but you knew that was gone.
They couldn't handle Moringa.
And I still say, us missing the 3 guys on defense, they replacements, it showed in the 4th quarter. Even they shown right replacing Jalen Johnson, got the pick 6. So that was his contribution. That was good. But in the 4th quarter, them missing those veteran players, it actually showed up. And to give up an 11-point lead in the 4th quarter in a game where your defense pretty much stagnated an entire offense. I'm talking about Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson. I mean, they played against some dudes.
Yeah, but Ben was doing 3 and outs though.
and then the wheels fell off.
They were doing 3 and outs too for a while.
For a long time.
They were doing 3 and outs like the entire first half, just about.
The entire first half, quick. It was 3 and out. We was looking at each other like, oh my God, this is great. Because we have that's something that we hadn't saw. Just to get a sack. Well, you got 2 people meeting at the quarterback. We was like, oh my God, this is great.
I put in the group. True. I said, we better score as much as we can because they got a dude named number 18 over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only so long you can hold him, right?
Yeah. Like, man, he gonna get his. Then you gotta look. Then you gotta watch the Giddy. Here we go. And watch him get it. He gonna hit the get it. You just only want him to hit it one time though. Just one time. One time get it. Yeah. That was man. Yeah, it's okay. It's all
So
right.
yeah,
We'll be
it
all
was
right.
disappointing. It was very disappointing,
Hopefully he
but
learned from his mistakes.
very
Yeah.
disappointing. But it's game one. Like I said, I'm not making no excuses for him. I just, looking at social media today and just seeing how people it just I I'm good at not responding to a lot of stuff. Put it that way. I just look at it and I just be like, nope, don't even say nothing.
Which ones you talking about? The ones that's talking about bring Justin Fields back or start Tyson Bagent? Which
all
ones are
of
you
them,
talking
all of them.
about?
Bring why we let Justin Fields go? Tyson Bagent should be starting. Caleb is a bust. It's just like, oh my God, you guys have no inkling of a freaking clue
Well,
of what
crack.
you're
Hey,
talking about.
Hey Jay, this is the
anybody can
funny.
buy crack. Anybody can buy crack.
Hey
Yeah.
Jay, here's the comical
Yeah.
part about that comment. I've seen people say Justin Fields would have won that game. Actually, they had the same. Think about it. They had the same exact situation against Pittsburgh.
And
They
he
was
lost.
up by a couple of scores at the end of the game. What did they do? I ain't saying it's his fault. I'm just saying he didn't win the game that he played in. They ended up losing in the fourth quarter, had a turnover, then another score, and then when they got the ball, he was not able to rally them. So how can you say if we moved him over here, he would have won? He didn't even win in the situation he was in.
They had the same. Him and Caleb had the same stats for the week.
Pretty much.
One just looked a little bit better than the other.
They had the same stats though. I mean, a pig with lipstick on is a pig. I mean,
yeah, I think the completion percentage was a little higher.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Justin's probably was around, I'm guessing, probably about 70%.
And he rushed for.
And Caleb was around about 60.
Justin, he has never showed up in the fourth quarter. Any game where his team was losing, that's it. Caleb, on the other hand, has shown in the fourth quarter he's able to bring his team to score. I mean, even in the game yesterday, fourth quarter, last possession, Caleb Williams actually got the Bears to a score. So I think that's the difference between those two players.
No, the difference between all of them is people wanted Justin to stay here. It was going to cost so much money for him to be here, and we got the same productivity just about, except for one is a more of a quarterback, and the other one is a dual threat. So I mean, Caleb showed that he could run yesterday, but
it's just one of those things where, it's just one of those things where I think people look at, well, he was the first round pick and he was supposed to do this and he was supposed to do that.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
You're right. But guess what? When you draft the number one in the draft, and I know this is something that I said before in the pre-draft, and I probably said it on the pregame last week. When you're drafting number one, that means your team is really not that good. So you have to accumulate all this talent. So you accumulate all the talent, but then you bring in a new coach. So everything that DJ Moore, Caleb Williams, Roma Doomsday, everybody that was here last year under that regime, they got to unlearn everything that they learned last year. And now they got to learn something new this year. And people don't understand the intricacies that it takes to do that. And
isn't that what you did in college? You had to learn everything one year. The next year, you had to learn something entirely new.
And then I say the intricacies, people don't understand how difficult. It's not going to be a smooth transition all the time. Look at all the teams that had first-year coaches this past Sunday. How many of those teams won?
I think 0.
That'll do it.
To add to that, I wish people stop comparing players to players, because that's dumb. Like people kept saying, "Oh, he next Pat Mahomes." No, he's not. He's Caleb Williams. Yep. Do they do some things alike? Yeah, but he's not Pat Mahomes. So stop doing that. That's dumb. The
Yeah.
people expected him to be Pat Mahomes because there are certain things that you can see that he does that Pat does, but they're not the same players.
And I do
Right.
want to correct, and I do want to correct myself because y'all know I'm on being right. Jacksonville did win last week, and they got a first year. They got a first year head coach.
Okay.
Jacksonville did win last week.
Okay.
They
Who
were
they?
playing the Panthers.
Y'all
Yeah.
know, right?
Hey, man, count that as a
That
win.
I just want to be fair.
don't even count,
I
man.
said,
Come
did
on.
nobody win? I want to be
Bruh.
fair. Jacksonville
Man,
did
that
win.
was like,
So
you
I
might
have
as
to
well
give it.
Hey, did
scrimmage
Travis
yourself.
play offense or defense?
He played
He played both.
70.
Both.
He played, I think they said the stat was like 70% on offense
Yeah, they got him
and like
playing offense, man.
9% on defense. But
Yeah, just
that had came out on Friday that
I
he
think
was
that's
going to
backwards.
be
I think you
mainly.
need to play him more. It's harder to get a corner than it is a wide receiver.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
But
they say he's excelling a little bit more at the wide receiver position, which is why they.
Imagine that.
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
Then you
I would
made
be
your point.
if I'm him, I would rather be listed as a receiver when my extension come up than a
when the
cornerback.
contract.
Receivers make more money than cornerbacks, right?
Yeah.
I would rather be listed as that, right? That's that thing of like those tight ends who line up like receivers. When contracts come up, they start saying, "Man, I'll be on the X a lot, right?
right.
You need to pay me receiver money." But hey, I also want to mention something about Caleb. I want people to think we skirting over the comment, and I know Christian came on to talk about it. I do think you got to make sure your quarterback does stay confident, and also that he's confident in himself, and that you're communicating to him in a way that he has to be able to let it go. If some play goes bad, he has to be able to let it go. And that's you as a coach. If you see that happening, you got to either be able to want to do it, or sometimes maybe it's another player that could be able to let that quarterback help him move on to the next play. Just like with playing D-back, right? If you get burned or quick playing D-back, you get burned. I know y'all didn't get burned, but
Nah.
but you got to let it go and move on.
I heard it's a bad feeling though.
But I do think there was points in this game that I thought that something went bad, and I think it was kind of like multiplying on Caleb, and I think he's thinking, right? If that makes it, he's thinking too much while he's playing, versus just going ahead and allowing himself to play. So I think there was moments early on where he was decisive. When he's decisive, he's on point. When he's thinking and trying to figure out, I think that's when he gets bad, because he's trying to like, should I run? Should I step up? Should I take the check down? That guy did look open, but I'm not going to do that, right? And that makes it take long. Let's make a decision.
And I think a lot of it too is people have to keep in mind too. He was sacked 68 times.
Correct.
Remember David Carr from Carolina?
How many times was he sacked yesterday? 3?
I believe 3.
I think 2. I thought it was 2.
Hargrave sacked twice.
Yeah, I thought it was 2. Yeah.
So and that's what I talked about. Like,
and he was only hit on that one. I'm sorry. The one sack is he ran out of bounds before he got to the line of scrimmage. That's considered a sack.
So that's 3 sacks. Okay.
So it's one of those things too, where I talked about. I saw if he had a half a second more, and let it rip. But I think he get happy feet when he feel people around his body. He's like, okay, because a lot of times when he did scramble yesterday, we was like, dude, somebody running wide open. DJ Moore on one play was wide open down the field. And like I say, had he held it a split second longer, all he had to do was just tuck it. And it was right there.
Hey,
So
let's keep in mind that if he got sacked if he took 3 sacks yesterday, that projects 51 sacks. He took 3 sacks yesterday. Hargrave sacked him twice, and then he stepped out of bounds 4 yards behind
they only showed 2 on the stat. I think the other one was called back. I think it was picking up because it was a penalty on that play.
I know what play you're talking about.
It was that sack was called back because it was a penalty on that play by the defense.
Okay,
No, you Clay talking about the one when he stepped out of bounds.
Right,
Right.
that's the second one. It only had 2 on his stat sheet. He
Oh,
stepped
that
out
one
of one, he
pissed
got
me
hit.
off.
The other one, it would have been 3, but one of them was pulled back because it was a penalty on the defense.
Because at that time when he stepped
Yeah.
out of bounds, it could have been that thing where he just could have just threw it away,
He could have just threw it away.
as opposed to losing the 4 yards.
Yeah, but he still threw it away. Never mind. We ain't gonna worry about that.
Now, was he hit on that play? On that one, that one where he had the intentional grounding? Was he hit
He
on
was
that play or did he
he
lose
was
his
being
balance?
wrapped up. He was being wrapped. I don't know. I can't remember whether he was
He
losing. I'm
tripped
gonna
on
watch the
that
game
play.
again
I thought he was
tomorrow.
falling and he just
Yeah,
Yeah,
couldn't
he
fall
tripped.
out.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
trying to throw
rewatch
the
the
ball.
game tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I
The
think he
reason it
was
was an
either
intentional
falling down
grounding, it was intentional grounding because the ball never made it back to the line of scrimmage.
to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't think he got hit on that play. He was flushed out and he was trying to throw the ball. He might have got swiped by the foot or something like that, but
Yeah,
he
that's what it
wasn't
was.
wrapped up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out quick. I was trying to figure out, did he get hit or did he just lose his balance on his own and then thought he had got tripped up? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but I know he was trying to throw the ball and the ball went forward, flipped out his hand, all that. And he was in an unopportune position when he tried to
But
throw
that's
that ball.
okay. But that's okay. You know, it's week 1. We got 16 games left, and the only thing we can do is, as Bears fans, is be optimistic and just hope. We already knew. At least we did. At least we did that this wasn't going to be no smooth transition. You know, and for it to start out the way it did, I think that's what makes the disappointment so much worse, is because the way they started out and then the way they lost the game.
And they had the 85 Bears there at halftime too. That didn't help.
Man, did y'all see some of them dudes? Some of them dudes look, man, I was like, who is that? But I mean, we talking about 40 years.
later,
We're talking about 40 years, but when we were sitting in the stands, like, who is that?
I don't know. Ricky Story looked like he can still block, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nah, Ricky in a wheelchair, man. Shoot, I hung out with Emery Moorhead, and Emery looked good, man. He's 71. You got to think, 40 years ago, them dudes is like
dudes
Mike
was kids.
Singletary is 66 years old, man.
Wow.
And Richard Dent, all them guys is like 65, 66.
Man,
Some
Richard
of the older guys.
Man, Richard looked a little fly last night with his
with his hat on.
With his hat on.
I think he thought he was on the west side, man. You know, on Madison, up on Madison. You know, I think he thought he was on the wrong side of town for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Where's my stacks at, baby? You know what I'm talking about? Probably thought he was going to MacArthur's or something. You know, I don't know.
But overall, the crowd, it was a good crowd, man. They and I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna digress. But I'm finding out, we talked about it a lot yesterday in the stands, how these games are becoming more of like a social thing, where it's like really like fans, fans of the game, because when they say get loud, you still got people sitting around and they drinking and they on their phone and they talking. They not even, it's almost like yesterday, as loud as it was, it still gave me like Wrigley Field vibes, where it's people just at Wrigley Field because of
They're okay with losing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want them Wrigley Field vibes when you step out the stadium.
That's what it was. We got a feeling. We got a feeling today, yesterday, like, okay, they not even trying to. Y'all see, I ain't even got a voice, because that's how we do it. But so it was kind of giving those vibes a little bit. But overall, the crowd was good, man. They was, like I said, it was the loudest since I seen since 2018. Because I still say I've been to a lot of Bears games, but that 2018 Bears versus Rams game, I tell y'all, I swear to God, the stadium was moving. The stadium was shaking. That's just how loud it was. And yesterday, the crowd was kind of like that. Outside of the few snooty people that was just there for they cheese and crackers.
Hey, did you bring some leftovers back, man? You didn't bring no leftovers back?
Oh,
On the
of
tailgate.
course I did. Of course I did. I'm taking them
Man.
for lunch tomorrow.
Oh, come
I,
on,
I,
cuz. You gotta for the group. You know, ain't no one man above the crew, cuz. Man, I'm gonna have to come on here
Telling
next
us
week.
about food like we ain't hungry. What?
Man, we already got that West Side Connection intro. I'm gonna have to be like, yo, what's
hey,
up?
I was gonna
Pinewood
say,
Blood, cuz.
I was gonna
Pinewood
say,
Blood.
Tim Jennings got y'all. Hey, Tim Jennings got y'all food because he definitely came over and ate with us yesterday.
Hey, well, I ain't got nothing to do with Tim Jennings, man. Yeah, that was him on his own. You know.
Hey, you
So
know
he
what? You
can't.
talk about the 2018. The positive we always got to reach for as fans is in 2018. That was Nagy's first year at the Bears, and they started out. I may be wrong with the record, but I think they started out 1-4, something like that, and they ended up finishing that
No,
season.
Oh yeah.
because
So
they finished 12-4.
That's why I was
So
gonna say they went on a
yeah,
winning streak. They started out struggling, and then they rattled off like 10 straight wins or something.
they lost. No, they lost the first game to Green Bay, if
Uh-huh.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
What
they lost the first one to Green Bay.
they lost their first game, and then they ripped off like a lot of wins after that because the Rams
Uh-huh.
was the hot team that was coming in undefeated, and
Yeah,
all we
yeah.
kept saying was like, "I can't wait. We can't wait till the Rams get here. It's gonna be different." So I can't. I have to look it up, but I can't remember what the records was. But that
Let's see if I can find it.
game, man, that game was off that game was off the chain because I think we won like 15-9 or something like that, 15-6.
Cody Parkey. Cody Parkey.
Lord Voldemort.
Oh, my bad. Nah,
Yeah,
hey, Tank, they are not called Baltimore. It's called Chocomore. Chocomore.
You
Chocomore
telling me
Region.
that Roquan missed a bunch of coverage in that game? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say nothing bad about him.
right. Yeah, Jay, you right. Yeah, Jay, they beat they lost to Green Bay, and then they rattled off a couple of wins until they lost to the Dolphins. You know, then
And
they
was so
back
hot.
on the winning. They went back on the winning streak after
That's
they lost
another
to the
team that
Dolphins.
looked like trash. It could be worse. You could be a Dolphins fan
I know, right?
after this weekend.
I know, right?
They don't like tackling or blocking at all. So
Or
They
score.
don't like nothing at all. They ain't even show up
now they put their hands on their girlfriends.
to allow Indianapolis to do what they did to them. It's tragic.
Indianapolis, man,
So
really?
Danny Dimes was killing them too, man.
so to be a Miami Dolphin fan today, you think we feel bad? No, they feeling real bad.
You know what? What's tripped out about that is you went for thinking that you were this team about to turn the corner, and we got our quarterback and we got the coach to actually being back in the position of saying we probably got to fire our coach at the end of the season, and it's possible we need to be replacing our quarterback.
Yep.
Your quarterback looked like those concussions are catching up with him finally, right? And you got your top receiver that you traded for. He's lost his mind.
He's still 5'8", so
right.
he ain't
Well, let's
that
get some
fast.
grades. Let's get some grades.
Let's get some grades. Okay.
Yeah, so we can get out of here. My grades for the offense, I'm going to give them a C-. I think they did a lot. I think they showed a lot in the first half and digressed in the second half. For the defense, I'm gonna give them a D for D because they gave up 3 touchdowns in the fourth, not in the second half, but in the fourth quarter, and that's inexcusable. And for the special teams, I'm gonna give them an F. 17 yards for punt return, a missed field goal, a block punt. It was bad all. It was bad all the way around. So C, D, F is what I'm giving the Bears for week 1.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. Relative to offense, I'm giving them a D. This was supposed to be a high-powered offense. 17 points is not what we're looking at to get it done. So from the coach, from the coaching staff, everything else, missed passes. They scored, but didn't look like we expected them to look.
I'm sorry, Plank. Let me say real quick. No, because take that back. That 7 of those points came on
interception.
on the pick six.
I
So
know
they
that's why I said all scored
That's what I
17.
said. 17 points.
17 points.
oh, 17. Okay. You
Yeah.
count the touchdown at the okay, right. Okay. I digress.
From a defensive standpoint, there's no way that I give a defense that gives up 21 points in the fourth quarter a passing grade. I had to give them an F, and I also give the special teams. What's lower than an F? What's worse than that? Because
No.
they was out there impersonating, stealing money, man. That was ridiculous. So
That's a U, unsatisfactory.
Hey, special team is only a pass-fail grade anyway, right?
Right.
Hey,
Right.
What you got, quick?
Let's go through some grades here. I haven't graded a paper in about 2 years, but let me get ready here. The offense showed me something in the first half, and then they kind of broke down in the second half. So I got to give them a C. Right? Did great first half, terrible second half, averages out to a C. Now, I don't know if I could grade this defense on the curve because you missing 3 of
3
your
players.
studs.
Yeah.
And you held them as long as you could. Because I thought it was going to be 21 points in the first quarter instead of 21 in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, they was like, oh, the sack made. This guy just came off the practice squad today. I'm like, what? Who was this dude? Like, oh. I got to give the defense. I hate to do it to him, but I got to give the defense a D. Just because of the laps, but man, they played without 3 studs, and I'm looking at the offensive stat sheet, they didn't really give up much, right? Now let's get to the bread and butter. The special teams was special, right?
Special Olympics. Okay.
Yeah, it must have been like radio was playing on special teams because it was just terrible, man. I give the special teams a grade of S because they suck yesterday. Santos has got to go, man. I think Trump brought that dude here when he said he was going to deploy the National Guard. He deployed Santos here. I swear that dude gotta go. I remember telling y'all in the Arena League, we would have a different kicker every Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was okay with Ben Johnson cutting his ass this morning and just figuring it out from there. I was all right with that. Like, hey, he gotta go. He just gotta go.
San Francisco did that. San Francisco cut their kick on Sunday after the game.
He gotta go. He ain't gonna be here next year. He gotta go. We figure out something.
He gonna be here next week.
Robbie Gold's still in the area.
Oh man, they got him, man.
He freaked them out, man.
The Tyson Bajan fans got him. I'll just get my grades. I'm gonna get offense a D. I'm going to give the defense. I'm actually going to give defense a C. I'm not going to give them an F because they did hold up, for, a little while. Special teams, I'm going to give the F. Special teams a F. That was terrible. What you got, Christian?
Offense a D.
Okay.
Defense, I'm gonna give them C minus. Give them a C minus. Special team. Only because I want to give them a D, the defense, but like Mike said, missing 3 starters, so that secondary did the best job they could do, without Gordon and Jalen Johnson. So I gotta give them a C minus.
C minus, okay.
Yeah.
C minus and a D plus.
No, I said a D. The offense don't.
D plus and C minus are the same class.
Yeah, it is, but the C minus just sound a little better. That's all. It just sounds a little better. The special teams, they get an F, man. That was terrible because not only that, what's our punter name?
Sorry.
That block punt killed us. Didn't they score off of that?
Yes,
Didn't they? Yeah. So that.
He almost had another one blocked early in the game. They came close.
they sure did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Hightower, right? It sounded like Hightower might need to get
yeah,
fight.
he need to be Hightown out of here because, like, man, what? Like, if honestly, I do believe that was one of the plays that cost us the game too. Because, like, if they shore that up and he can kick it out of there, and we probably don't give up them points, or we get up 3 points, but they scored off of that. So yeah, so that put us. So yeah, a D, C minus, and an F for me.
Mm. Oh wow! Hold on,
That's
somebody
pretty
get some
consistent.
words on here.
Huh?
Oh yeah, hey Luke, they scared the kid because he can't kick.
They're trying to protect
Yeah.
him. They're only paying him $6 million. You don't want them to have bad self-esteem with $6 million.
Hey, so this week we got coming up, as mentioned earlier, is Detroit game, and we'll be coming back with the pregame discussion on Friday. And I think Christian, you'll be back next week with the
Yeah,
drill.
we'll hit you up and let you know when we do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christian was like, man, it's so bad this week. Like, he want to do a 2-minute drill.
I really did, man.
It'll be like 30 minutes.
I ain't really have. I didn't have a good minute.
Yeah,
The good stuff. Shoot. Man,
Oh,
Kayla
man.
was out there throwing medicine balls because I'm surprised DJ Moore is still alive, man.
Is he okay? I heard something about. Did he get a dislocated shoulder? Or that
I
was just
think he collapsed. I think he might have a cracked rib.
Wait a minute. Hey, now I hate to do this comparison again, but the quarterback from the Jets threw the ball to Wilson in front of Jalen Ramsey.
Uh-huh.
And man, that dude almost died.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
said, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I see that one. I get why he did it though, because if he
I'm
would
going
have,
to fight the quarterback after that. Like, bro,
if he would have,
ever-
but this the thing though, they spied on him, and if he would have ran, it was like 3 dudes in front of him. If he would have ran, he might not have got it. And then if he would have not got it, he would have ran. Everybody would have been like, "Why he didn't throw the ball?"
So it's okay for you to
But-
kill me?
No.
No,
You got to remember this. If you watch the game, him and Jalen Ramsey was almost about to fight every play.
Every play, yeah.
So, bro, you don't throw that ball so that dude can get that lick on me like that. What's wrong with you? You smoking crack? Hell no.
and you know,
Every play, they was being separated.
you know, Jalen Ramsey. I locked you down, didn't I?
Man, he hit that dude to next week. He already in week 2.
yeah, but
I said, man.
a great wide receiver would have caught that ball. He would have got up pissed, but he would have caught it though.
It's only so many
Man,
great
hey.
wide receivers we got. So
Yeah,
I would've-
you right about that.
If I was a
Because
if
that
I
one,
was
the
Jalen
DJ,
Ramsey-
the problem with the DJ throw was it was late. If the throw had been on
Yeah.
time, he was actually that ball should have been hitting him 2 or 3 yards earlier.
Yeah.
That ball just actually was thrown so late that when he threw it, he was going into the next zone where they were at.
Man, he threw that man straight into his shoulder. Threw that man straight into his shoulder.
If I'm Jalen Ramsey, I'm
DJ
over there like, you want to go night-night? You want to go night-night? You want to go night-night? Man,
I don't know. The Jalen Ramsey one to me ain't worse as the one the DJ took. Because one DJ took, that dude was coming.
he got hit.
Yeah.
You got a
The one that Jalen had, at least he could brace. I mean, kind of sort of brace for it.
kind of sort of.
Kind of sort of. Yeah, kind of sort of.
Yeah. If that's your final
And
answer,
the guy hit him out.
man, I used to live for those hits. Like, oh yeah, here we go.
Hey, I don't want none of them, but the one DJ took, I definitely don't want that one. Because that one, that was a kill shot.
Yeah, that was.
And I would have, man. What? Me and Caleb would have been fighting after the game.
We'd have been fighting in the game.
Man.
Hey, guys. Hey, thank you everybody who tuned in tonight on Facebook, Twitch TV, and YouTube. Until next time, peace.